Oh. Yeah. Hey, Dan, what's going on? Matt, how you doing? Nope, you are correct. That is a 2x4. I'm actually looking for the main piece of it. That's what it came off of? Probably not that. I don't know. So I figure we can start with that, and then later on we may get to this guy. Hey, Pat, what's going on, man? Mike is making stuff. Welcome in, man. Let's see if that's gonna... Yeah, I think that'll work out. Let's kind of zoom you guys in a little bit here. And I think we'll go ahead and start out just doing the easy wood route. Hmm. I'm building that lathe, need to brainstorm components. You making a treadle lathe, Mike? RPM is too low. Jacob, yeah, you're right. I'm down here. That takes that up a little higher. All right, the other thing that's going on is I am using ring drive centers. And it would work better if I was using like my Pro Drive or one of the big 4 prongs. But with the ring drive center, it's just a solid hunk of metal. Bring you guys over here. It's just a solid hunk of metal with a ring on the front. So there's nothing grabbing that wood to force it to drive. So if I go in too hard, it just stops. Try to get you guys lined back up. There we go. cheater piece. And we got a ways to go there. That's pretty close. I think we can go ahead and chuck that. Zoom you guys out. Michael S., welcome in. Oh, you are not. If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and make you standard moderator. Make sure I got everybody else. Pat, I didn't make you one. There we go. Now you are. You guys feel free to go ahead and share your channels or other people's channels that you know. Got no problem with helping everybody else out. So when I first started turning, I started out playing with construction lumber. And you know what I forgot to do? That should be fun. Dig in there. I have dovetail jaws and I forgot to put the dovetail on. We should be fine. Worst case scenario, it just goes flying. Get you guys up here. Anthony, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. Make sure we got that round. We do not. And I don't know if you guys can see the finish on that. We were just talking about this in another live, how the Easy Woods leave a very rough finish behind. There's some tricks we can do to kind of clean that up, but since it is a carbide scraper, whoop, I bumped you. It is a carbide scraper, so it is a scraping action. It's going to leave a rougher finish, kind of no matter what. That's pretty low. That might be a little too small. There we go. Remember to put a dovetail on this time. 2-minute tips. That is Jeff, right? How you doing, sir? Actually, we still didn't get to round. We got a little further to go. See if that made it. Now we're round. Yep, Jeff. All right. I'm going to try to remember all your guys' names. I'm not good at it, but we'll see. Now, one thing we can do to try to clean up that finish is we turn that to about a 45-degree angle. Let's see how that did. Still kind of tore out there. Do it again. See how that's looking. That's getting a little bit better. Go for one more. And you can see we're getting some pretty nice little shavings off of that, but being this wood's so soft, it's hard. I mean, if we grabbed one of the traditional tools, we'd be able to make it look nice and pretty. Whoa! I just broke my compressor. Well, the Easy Wood tool fell, hit the air hose, and looks like that cut that right off. That'll wake you up. Oh, anything can happen in a live. Come on now. Hopefully that doesn't throw me too far off my game. Move you guys over this way. Ooh, can't pronounce that name, but welcome in. All right, stop being this gooseneck. Fight all the time. All right, now we're gonna grab our hollowing tool, get some speed again. see. Blue rubbery spiral one from Home Depot. Yeah, I don't even know how old that air hose is. I've had that compressor for a while. There we go. Get you guys good in the line. All right, let's check some thicknesses. Getting pretty thin there. Oop, and I bumped you. Go a little further down. I'll knock you guys out of alignment here. See if I can't give you all a better view. There we go. How's that? I'm about to knock that off. I'm just having one heck of a night. You can see again how tore up that inside is. Hope you guys can see that. Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? Let's see. There you guys can see it. So, surface being left behind by the Easy Woods. And of course, like I said, this is a 2x4. So a very, very soft wood, so we don't expect it to be very smooth. Let's see if we can't move this back this way. Grab our other one again. Little mid-size finisher. Make sure that other one doesn't fall again. Not like there's anything else over there it can break. Try to come on our angle. Let's see how the finish is looking now. I cleaned it up quite a bit. Still got some tear out in there though. See how that's going to look. Wow, I've got so much sawdust on my phone I can barely read anything on here. Brad says, could be pine. It's either pine or Douglas fir. Like I said, it is construction lumber, just from a 2x4. I'd say all in all, that's well within the realm of being able to sand it. And clean up this edge. And this edge. But we are not going to sand it because sanding is boring, and I don't want you guys to have to sit through me sanding. We are about 3/4 inch depth, which we can get smaller than that. We can get it down to just about in. Yeah, that gives me about 1/8 of an inch base once I remove the tenon. So I think that is where we're going to stop with this one. Kind of let you guys, let's zoom you out. So, like I said, that just came straight from a 2x4. Now I've got to make a slight adjustment here because this guy is about to fall. So hang with me here. You're going to bounce around probably a little bit. Hopefully nobody's drinking too much. You might be getting a little sick right now. And there we go. So, like I said, right out of a 2x4, I took it right over the chop saw, lopped off that little bit. And can you guys see? That's basically what it came from. So you can make tiny little bowls right out of 2x4s. If you're just learning, wanting to practice, good way to learn. As I said, I'll go ahead and sand that up some other time. Because sanding's boring, and nobody wants to watch that. Least of all, me. All right, where did I put this guy? So, this here's what we're going to work on next. Little dark blue stain would be nice. I don't have, do I have anything out here? No, not out here. I've just got no. Nope, don't have a dark blue stain. But yeah, that would look pretty good on there. So this is what we're going to do next. This is, we believe, elm. Came from a neighbor. Had his trees taken down. Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be real interesting. So the bark is keeping my chuck from being able to land properly. So we're definitely going to use some tailstock support on this, or this may go flying. Oh, he's falling. Whoa, okay. This is going to be interesting. This is pretty far out. Everyone's watching, put on your masks. Oh, everybody watching, put on your, yeah, this has got a good chance of going flying. All right, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to switch back over to traditional tools. And I need to drop that down a wee bit to hit those. Alrighty. Right now we're only about 550 RPM wise, so this is going to be a little rough. That whole thing just should. Oh, you guys can't see nothing. Zoom you out a little bit here, give you a better view. If I cut the, yeah, that's not gonna happen there, Matt. Let me get a little more. What was that? I think I saw Matt. I should ask you guys, can you use a roughing gouge to round a bowl blank? Absolutely not. If you're talking the spindle roughing gouge has this section right here, which is way too thin for the amount of force cross grain puts down on it. So this can snap, come right back at you, and then you got a sharp edge flying right at you. So that is an absolute no-no. So you want a bowl gouge, which has the solid big fat shank that goes all the way back into the handle. Looks like the wheel on my Focus, after teaching my wife how to drive, now she's too scared to get her license. Pat, you've always got something going on, man. But it's hilarious. And this is why we love turning wet wood. You get these long ribbons coming off of there. I think we can get a little more speed out of it. Move our tool rest in. Not that much. There we go. We're up to 840 RPM. We're doing better. So it's still a spindle, so you use a bowl gouge for everything and use a bigger one for the roughing. Wait, did I miss that? So it's still a spindle, so use a bowl gouge for everything and just use a bigger one for the roughing. As far as bowl turning, yes. You can use your spindle gouges. For example, this is a spindle gouge. It's a smaller one, but you see how you got that big round shank that goes all the way back into the handle? You compare him to a smaller bowl gouge. This is a Doug Thompson. And you can see they're almost the same size. Big round shank all the way into the handle. You can get away with that. Like I said, what you don't want to do is use your spindle roughing gouge, which does not have a big round shank going all the way back into the handle. He comes down to a flat tang. And when you put that much force on it, it can snap it right off and send it flying back at you. Oh, come on now. But I almost want to make my tools out of hot roll mild steel when I make them. Something tells me if I get a catch, it will be much happier with it bending. I don't know if I can answer that. Now, Bailey Woodworks, are you still in here? Can you answer Mike is making stuff? Probably close enough. All right. Let's see if we can get us a tenon on here. Oh, okay. I'm still here. Mike is making stuff was asking a question about making some tools out of a mild steel. Mike, you may need to repost your question. Chris would be probably a real good one to answer that. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Still got a ways to go. I want to get this turned and locked into a tenon pretty much as quick as I can, because the way it is being held on that worm screw is not very good. And that is as far as I'm going to go. Oh, there we go. That should be good enough for that. Now we're just going to go ahead and finish trying to get the outside shaped. Oh yeah, it's not round here, so. What we got here? Jay and everyone have a good night. All right, Michael, you have a good one, sir. Thanks for stopping in. Oop, I missed something there. Lathe and shaper always made me nervous. I do not trust that shaper tool at all. That thing looks like the finger remover 4000. You guys are almost out of frame. Shift you over here a little bit, zoom you in. Nope. That's this darn gooseneck. There we go. Getting some bounce. There we go. I'm liking that. Take a peek here. What are you guys thinking? I used to like the bandsaw until it cut through two of my. Holy crap, Fred. All right. I'm liking how that outside's looking. So we're going to go ahead and get this spun around. Oh, do I dare try to take that off? Let's go for it. I'm being very gentle here, just because I know I do not have a good grasp of it with that worm screw. There we go. Whew. Let's get this guy turned around. All right. I won't need. Well, he was in there better than I can grab. Oh, he wasn't in there well at all. But that's the worm screw. Goes into that hole. Unfortunately, the bark was sticking out too far for him to be able to fully seat down. You can see he was hitting. Oh, you guys can't see that much at all. Slide you over. Line you up. You can see right there, the bark is hitting the chuck before it centers down. So that was causing that issue. Always use full face shield. Absolutely. Well, it had to go through the phone before it would get to me. So you guys would have got hit before I did. But if you guys got hit, then you knew I was next. Now the reason I'm wrenching on that is because it is a wet wood. Wet wood does compress under force. Get the tailstock out of our way, and we're going to shift you guys back around over here. Right like that. And get our flashlight set up so y'all can see. There we go. That's a lot better. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. A friend of mine gave up working altogether because of stupid mistakes at the drill press. Never wear gloves at a drill press. Yep. Jewelry or long sleeves. All true. Horatio, welcome in. Lewis, welcome in. For those people who it's their first time here, I'm often out doing some late night wood turning, making bowls, making vases, making all sorts of stuff. If this is something that interests you, consider subscribing, and maybe we'll see you again. I'm too low. That's what is going on here. Let's see if that doesn't work a little better. Pick up some more speed too. I will admit I've been in the shop injured, comfortably say that it's never because of doing a dumb. Yeah, I'm going to stay quiet on that one. 3 complete fingers, and they were too mangled up to reattach. The heck are you guys talking about? This is a big bowl gouge. Camera adds 20 pounds, half inch or bigger, 5/8. This is my half-inch crown pinnacle, cryogenically treated M2 tool steel. I believe that is that is a half inch measured across the flute. Let's see if we can get that in frame. Can you see that? Half inch across the flute. So unlike the Doug Thompson, which is considered 3/8, and that is the size of the bar, so each manufacturer measures theirs a little different. Generally, it's either across the flute or the entire diameter of the bar. Let's see how we're doing here. Uncover the flashlight, who's just getting buried in shavings. Doing pretty good. We are currently about 1.25 inches in depth. So we're about halfway down depth-wise. We got a ways to go. Victor, welcome in. All right. I'm coming off my bevel as I'm making that turn. There we go. All right. There goes the flashlight. There you go, bring him back. Raja, how you doing, sir? Thanks for coming in. What else we got in here? I said hi to him. It's just the way we were taught in school. I think I had to do it with the grind. All right. That feels pretty darn good. Got shavings everywhere. Take a peek, see how thick we are. This is, like I said, wet wood, so I can't take it down all the way. Right now, we are a little less than a pinky finger. This is going to warp since it is wet wood. For our depth, depth-wise, we can go down a little further. Need about a thumb. It's a very accurate measurement. About a pinky, about a thumb. But we're going to take that down a little more. Coming off my bevel. See how that's feeling. That feels a lot better. So a little bit of mass right in there. There we go. See how that's going to feel. So what have you got so far? You talking to me, Pat? That feels real good. Got a bit of drive. Oh, you're talking about the treadle lathe? Musa, welcome in. Pilato, how's it going, man? Pilato, since you're in, Pilato just got a new lathe. He got a, correct me if I'm wrong, Pilato, I think you said it was a 1936 lathe. Yeah, he just did a live about it. We were talking. Let's see if he hasn't answered yet. So what we were talking about there, Pilato, is you need a drive center. Oftentimes look like that, big 4-pointer. And you need a live center, which goes in your tailstock. This part spins. This part is a solid piece. And that'll get you going, and you'll be able to do some spindle work between centers. And then after that, you can get into the realm of the chucks and knowing all the different jaw types, whether you got dovetail jaws, standard jaws. There's a lot to it from that point. Whoop. Get this turned off for a sec. So we got us, turn you guys this way, zoom you out a little bit. So we got a live edge bowl. Like I said, this is, believe our best guess was beech. Got it from a neighbor, took his tree down. Still very wet wood, so I can't take it all the way down. And the reason for that, I think I've showed this enough times, but for anybody, ooh, I got a lot of stuff jammed up in the lathe here with the shavings. Grab a little example piece here. So wet wood, as it dries, warps. So this piece was done just like this one, except the bark was on the bottom. So the top would have been that edge. But that was completely smooth when I finished it. This, I think, was last week. And you can see how much it's warped in just a week. So we can expect this one to do the exact same, which is why we have to leave it fairly thick. So after it's done warping, we can return it, turn it a second time, bring it back into round, and actually finish the bowl off. So tonight we made our live edge out of beech. We made that little bowl out of a 2x4. We did this one with our traditional tools. We did this one with the Easy Wood tools. As you can see, that's, line them up right. No, pith to pith. So he was literally this part of the 2x4. Just cut him off and turned a little bowl out of him. And probably tomorrow I'll go ahead and get it all sanded up and made to look pretty. And next live I'll show you guys what it ended up looking like. Probably put a stain on it and it'll look pretty good. So I don't have anything else prepped. Let's see, I did want to show you guys. For those of you who were in here, about a week and a half ago, we made this little twig pot. And I had showed you before that this is also a piece of wet wood. So this is almost completely dry already. But it had, in the shrinking process, shrunk to the point where I could not get the test tube into the twig pot. So as it dried out and moved, I just had to run the drill bit back through there and then smooth it back off. And I still got to take the tenon off the bottom, but he'll be ready to go. Probably give that to the wife, and they just fill that with water, put off-cut flowers in it, and it's a nice little pretty thing they put on the table. Dorsey, welcome in. What the heck was that? Some sort of insect just came down and hit me. My shop's in my shed, so I do get some, I don't know what the heck that was. That scared the bejesus out of me. Anyway, that's the twig pot that we did not too long ago. And then cleaned up our bird a little bit more. Still haven't decided what colors we're going to do for the actual bird itself. It's supposed to be a hummingbird and a flower. If you guys got any ideas, feel free to let me know. Every now and then I get a hummingbird here. He's a green color. So I'm sure if I did that up at green, the wife would like it. Uh-oh. Whoops. Wrong thing. Is Raja asking for something? Oh, thanks, Raja. But yeah, so you can see we colored in the flower, let the guys on the live pick the colors we used, but I haven't quite decided on what I'm going to do with the hummingbird itself. So that's going to bring us to the end, guys. Like I said, I'm often out here late night turning, so if this is something that appeals to you, consider subscribing, hit the thumbs up button, and do the other YouTube stuff, whatever all that is. And until next time, y'all take care. Let's see here. How do I end this?